Hey, I'm Logan.
And I'm Alyssa.
And this is take 34 of
Marketer's Cut.
We should say it at the same time? Or no, let's try it again. This is take 34 of Marketer's Cut. Beautiful. The harmonies. If you're a new listener, thanks for joining our podcast, our great ear stories. We are a podcast about movie marketing. Where we talk about, the advertising and the marketing that movies do. And we also talk about our own ideas for how we think maybe the movie should have done things.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Exactly. That's should be our new model. Our motto. Those are completely different words.
True.
Yes, true. That is true. Let's go ahead and get started then, because we have a lot to talk about. This week we are talking... This week we are talking about the new Disney film based on a Disneyland attraction, Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise. This was directed. Jungle Cruise was directed by, and I might butcher this a little bit. Yame Colette Serra. Director known for The Shallows. I think that's one of the movies he's done previously that we've both seen. Mm-hmm. Which I love The Shallows. I actually would not have guessed that they were the same director, that movie and this movie.
I know, both were a little scary.
I guess so, but it's on the trend with Disney picking up these auteurs, for lack of a better word, and having them do these big some might say soulless blockbuster films.
What makes it have no soul?
I don't know. Just the fact that it's a Disney blockbuster film. This is kind of an inherent trait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here's a quick synopsis of the movie from IMDb. Based on Disneyland's theme park ride where a small riverboat takes a group of travelers through a jungle filled with dangerous animals and reptiles, but with a supernatural element. That's not a sentence.
I kind of agreed. It didn't feel like a sentence.
It is, it's the first part of a sentence, and then it's like, this film does this. It doesn't talk about who it's about, what it actually is. So, that's fun. This movie opened on July 30th, 2021, in theaters and with Disney Plus Premier Access. And if you're not familiar with Premier Access, it is a way where you can buy a new Disney film on Disney Plus for $30, or buy access to the film for $30, on top of your current subscription that you have.
Can we stop? I have an advertising idea.
Okay, yeah.
But it's only about Disney Plus.
Okay.
I think they should make it like... Listen. They should upcharge, and then once the DVD's released, you also get like a mail-in DVD of it. Like, you own it on Disney Plus, but like for $20 more, you can get the Blu-ray sent to you.
Yeah, no, that's fair, because I kind of wanted to bring this up too, because Premier Access has kind of had it. It's been going on for a while. It seems like it's going to stop soon, and I'll kind of bring that up a little bit as well. But something about it is like, you have to convince viewers that it's not only worth like watching your movie right away, but like they're already Disney Plus subscribers mostly. You would assume, so they're gonna get the film on Disney Plus in like 3 months. So
exactly.
Convince them that it's worth it right away, but also like you need something extra, because they're just going to get the exact same thing if they just wait. So like what you said it's a good point.
I was thinking, $20 they could just get out the store. I was thinking $10, but I was like, Disney might not go that cheap to just like add the copy of it.
If Disney's getting people to pay $30, they're never going to add a feature to that, add a physical item that you get.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but it would be cool, and I think it could incentivize some more people, but probably not enough. This movie was made with a $200 million budget, according to IndieWire. Opening weekend, it made $35 million in 4,300 theaters. Now, we talked last week about Suicide Squad and how it made, I don't remember the exact amount, but I remember it opened in like just over 4,000 theaters. And we're kind of doing these out of order because we didn't buy this on Premier Access yet, so we couldn't do it last week. But the theater count dropped. These are both like huge films, Mm-hmm. And this one opened in about 300 more theaters than Suicide Squad did. We talked about how the Delta variant that's going around has kind of probably hurt box office performance with a movie like Suicide Squad. And it's kind of evident too, because you can see like the sheer amount of screens dropped. Could be based on the fact that like this is a family film. Suicide Squad's rated R.
But I feel like there was more anticipation for Suicide Squad.
I think there was, but this one just opened in less theaters, or Suicide Squad opened in less theaters than this one because, the Delta hadn't quite hit that level of like people feeling super weird about going out to theaters and stuff again. Mm-hmm. So kind of an interesting point to bring up. So far total in the domestic market, it has made $82 million, and worldwide it's made $154 million. And if we're going to add in the reported $30 million that it made on Premier Access, which could possibly be up to $45 million according to a different source, but based on Disney right now, we're hearing $30 million. It's made about $180 million, not even at its budget yet. And, to recoup for marketing costs and everything, it probably needs to make at least like $300 million.
Yeah.
And who knows if it'll get there? We don't know right now. This movie has been greenlit for a sequel already. So even though it seems like it's not doing like super well, something that Disney has seen, they saw something and it said, "Oh, this has potential." For sure. And
what was it? What did they see?
They saw something in the performance, in the financial performance, and I'm the point I'm trying to make is that Disney, they know what they could have gotten out of this movie pre-pandemic. They had people working to see what they could have gotten out of this movie during the pandemic. So I don't think comparing it to a pre-pandemic budget, or comparing the pandemic box office results to a pre-pandemic budget, is a good measure of success. So I think Disney's smart enough to realize that and say, hey, we're going to greenlight a sequel. By the time that comes out in 3 to 4 years, the pandemic should have gone away. Hopefully there won't be another one. And maybe that movie can actually perform to like what they thought a pre-pandemic Jungle Cruise would have done, Mm-hmm. But you don't seem excited about the idea of a sequel.
No. Why? The first one was fun. That's it. We had a good time. It wasn't special. It's over. We've done it.
Some market speculation that Jungle Cruise is, although it's kind of been in the works for like nearly 20 years, it's kind of ramped up again after the success of Jumanji. And Jumanji had a sequel, so maybe they just feel like they need to go.
Yeah, but Jumanji was like actually kind of funny.
Oh yeah, it was. It was really good.
Jumanji had a little bit more going for it than I think Jungle Cruise, which is just based off of a Disney ride.
That's fair. Well, critics seem to agree with you. The Rotten Tomatoes score for this film for critics is a 63%. And here's the critic consensus. Its craft isn't quite as sturdy as some of the classic adventures it's indebted to, but Jungle Cruise remains a fun, family-friendly voyage. Fair?
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Audience consensus, it had a 92% audience score. So, funny, full of action, and an all-around good time. Jungle Cruise is a ride well worth taking.
Yeah, if you're 3 years old. Did a 3-year-old write that review?
I don't know. The movie did have a A- cinema score, which, to be fair with the box office comparisons to Suicide Squad, is better than what Suicide Squad landed at, which was a B+.
At least Suicide Squad was funny.
Again, I'm not going to argue with you here. Alyssa did just dab. She is a 24-year-old woman doing a 10-year-old meme.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's move on to
Okay, let's hold up.
Yeah.
Dabs are not 10 years old.
Okay.
They started dabbing after we got off high school, and we would be 14 then.
A 5-year-old meme.
Thank you.
When you get past like 6 months old, does it really matter? 6 months, 20 years old, it's all the same to the teens. It's all the same.
No. No.
Let's talk about the marketing for this film. And the first thing I want to talk about, because it's a very important part of marketing, is why they made this movie in the first place.
Yeah.
What made them think, hey, this is something that our audience wants and needs, that'll make us a lot of money. So I looked into all of the other movies based on theme park rides. Don't look ahead. I see you trying to look ahead.
I can't read that far away.
Okay, I forgot you're blind. So the first movie that I'm going to talk about is Tower of Terror. Came out in 1997. This one was produced for television only. And it was, first film based on a theme park ride. We don't really have any financial performance numbers for it, but it was enough for them to make more of these. So another one was Mission to Mars, came out in 2000. Worldwide box office 110 million on a budget of 100 million. Not great. Mm-hmm. Have you seen Mission to Mars?
No.
I've not either. Another one is Dinosaur.
What is that?
It's about a dinosaur based on a dinosaur ride. I've never seen it, but it came out in 2000. Worldwide box office 350 million with a budget of 127.5 million. So seeing a little bit of success here, you know. So the next one on the trend, we should see some more success, right? Well, the next one's actually your favorite film, Country Bears. Based on a Disney ride. Worldwide box office 18 million on a budget of 35 million.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a flop. Not great.
No, I thought you said those numbers reversed. Say them again.
Worldwide box office 18 million, budget of 35 million.
Oh, I thought he said like 8180 is what I looked at in my head. That's what I imagined it deserved.
Nope. And it doesn't. It's not a great film.
It's so good. He's a bear, and he doesn't know he's adopted into this human family.
So at this point, I'm just going to move on. At this point, you're kind of looking at these. You're Disney, you're looking at these, not doing great. Now, maybe they're driving people to go to your parks. Maybe your park revenue is like skyrocketing. I don't have that info. But on the movie end alone, not looking great. You have one that was like a semi-success. And that's it. But this next movie's probably already been in development. So they're going to release it. But they may not have any big future plans for adaptations on rides,
Okay.
Based on kind of where we're at. Next one's Pirates of the Caribbean. This came out in 2003. Worldwide box office for the first one, 654 million. Made on a budget of 140 million. That's a runaway success. Mm-hmm. That's huge. And obviously we know that because it spawned a 5-film franchise that has grossed over $4.5 billion worldwide. 3 of those, I believe, or 2 of those were over $1 billion. One was like 950 million or something like that.
Dang.
So, I mean, and we know it's the 13th highest grossing film franchise of all time. Massive success. Huge for the films, huge for just, making a profit off the films. And then also really big for the parks, I'm sure. You know, like Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow is like a flagship Disney character at this point, to the point where like he's in Kingdom Hearts games and everything.
And Disney Infinity.
Yes. So runaway success. So the next one, The Haunted Mansion, also came out at the end of 2003.
I was going to ask about that. I don't know anything about The Haunted Mansion. I've seen the movie. I don't know what the fuck's going on in the movie. Is it based on a ride? I don't know.
It is based on a ride. I've been on the ride. It's a cool ride.
Is it would I like it?
Yeah, you like it. It's not scary. It's fun. It's
Is
fun,
it like?
No, it's like you get on a little like car on a track and you just go through the Haunted Mansion and like things.
That's why I want to go to Disney. Fuck Universal.
Okay, well that's a different conversation. This made $182 million worldwide on a budget of $90 million. Not a runaway success, but definitely a success. Eddie Murphy killing it as always. But then you get a bunch more of the Pirates movies up through like, I think like 2016 or 2017 is when the last one came out.
2017 at least, if not
2018. And maybe a little bit later, yeah.
Because I was at the theater when we had it.
Exactly. So they made those for a long time. But the next one that's, a new thing was Tomorrowland, which was like the George Clooney film. A huge flop. It budget of 190 million, only made 209 million worldwide. So just given how much that cost, like I would think that's a worse loss than Country Bears, which only made half of its budget,
Everything's a flop compared to Country Bears. I don't know what else to say to you about it.
But yeah, Jungle Cruise was originally planned in 2004, kind of trying to replicate the success of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, hey, this is a big success. What's another ride we can do? So it's going to be Jungle Cruise. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen were originally set to star in it, but it never moved forward.
That sounds like Toy Story.
It was because of Toy Story, pretty much. With their success in Toy Story and stuff like that, like they wanted to get a family franchise with Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. So, but it never happened. Now we moved to around 2017 or 2018, I think, is when they start kind of floating the idea around again, saying they're redeveloping it. And then you get, Dwayne Johnson attached, you get Emily Blunt attached. And it's, start seeing the light of day and everything. Now we move to slightly before the movie comes out. And, Jack Whitehall has been cast as Emily Blunt's character's brother in the film. And then they reveal that he has a coming out scene in the film, which, would make him the second openly gay character in a Disney live action film. The first was Josh Gad's, should I say it with a French accent?
Nope.
Le Fou. That's not good at all. In 2017's Beauty and the Beast. So guess what? You can take a wild guess what happened with this?
People got mad.
Yes, sparked some controversy. On one side, I would say the more despicable end, there are people who oppose any portrayal of gay people in any film. Not really something to be concerned about, but Disney is very clearly concerned about it. Mm-hmm. Given the fact that they, in this film, it's not even explicit that he's gay, very heavily implied. Mm-hmm. But they don't say the words gay, and it doesn't say I'm gay. It's very
or homosexual, or
like a parent could say to their kids, "Oh, that's nothing," which is kind of like the big complaint with a lot of parents. Is like, "How am I supposed to explain this to my kids?" Which is dumb for obvious reasons. Uh-huh. But yeah, it's not even said in the film. And Disney said previous things is like a gay kiss in a film, and they remove it for audiences that or markets that don't allow that sort of stuff. Like they'll just cut a scene out in China or something for that. So that's kind of where the other end of the controversy came from. Is like it's not even, it's barely anything. Feels kind of tokenizing to some, and a straight man is playing this gay character. Same thing that happened with Beauty and the Beast. So not a good look. Like, how can you do this in a genuine way when you're casting a straight man to play a role that Disney has clearly not truly supported in the past? Mm-hmm. So a lot of controversy came from that, of course, which kind of ate up some of the press cycle. But yeah, anything you want to add to that before I do a hard shift to something that has nothing to do with that at all?
No.
Okay. Okay. You know about Metallica?
Yeah.
Okay. They did a version of a song called "Nothing Else Matters" for this film. Weird song for this film. Mm-hmm. Weird as hell. But Metallica's name is attached to Jungle Cruise. You think that's a good thing? You think it's a good thing for this family film?
I mean, I could see people be more accepting of Metallica than gays.
That's true, I guess. Wow, that's true. But something worth bringing up. James Newton Howard also did do the full score, which is something that people care about. It's a good score, I think. It's a really fun adventure score.
Yeah.
Moving on, there was a press kit for this film. I looked at the press kit. It's a lot of normal stuff. It has the entire credits for the film in there. Character descriptions, cast descriptions, crew descriptions, all that stuff. But it's kind of laid out like a long PDF document, and they have a bunch of little "Did you know" fun facts on the side. And it feels, this was the first one, but I don't think it was the first one they came up with. It feels like they kind of ran out of fun facts about Jungle Cruise, because this is one of the ones in there. In California and Florida, the Jungle Cruise travels counterclockwise around the river. Tokyo Disneyland and Hong Kong Disneyland Jungle Cruise rides travel a clockwise route. Fascinating, right?
So fascinating.
So fascinating. I don't get why that wasn't in the trailer, in the posters. They should have talked about it in interviews. I just thought it was really cool that they included that. I'm glad I know that now. Are you glad you know?
I'm glaring at you.
It doesn't seem like you think this is as fucking funny as I think it is. Because it's ridiculous that they would put this in there.
Just a little fun fact. I get it. I kind of get it.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that it resonates with you.
I mean, not completely, but more than I think with you. I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, if you got to throw shit in there.
Now, you're always talking about whether things are counterclockwise or clockwise. It's just like...
Thank you. Is that clock going counter or normal?
Well, the clock is going to be going clockwise, I think.
We don't know. We never know.
This press kit also includes like character posters, which are pretty cool. We looked at them. Did you have a favorite character poster?
Proxima.
Okay. I really liked Jesse Plemons' one, although I was very disappointed with Jesse Plemons' with what they gave him to do in this film. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read a little bit from my Letterboxd review. When life gives you Plemons, you make Plemonade. Unless you're Jungle Cruise, then you make whatever the opposite of Plemonade is.
Plimes is what you should have said.
Why?
I'm sorry, I just came up with that right now.
Is like the alter ego, like the evil twin of Jesse Plemons, Jesse Plimes?
I think so, because they're literally, Lemon is Mario and Lime is Luigi. There's nothing else for that.
I think it's Lemon is Mario, Lime is Wario.
Maybe.
That seems more accurate. Let's talk about some promotional partners. 1-800-Flowers, everyone's favorite place to order.
No, let's talk about the fruit again.
Okay.
I think that Luigi is, you can make lemonade, you can make limeade. They're both good. They're just different, and most people prefer lemonade. That's why I think that the lime should be Luigi.
Okay, but no, it's like...
But it's not, like, bad. Like, Wario isn't good.
I know, and I don't think people love limeade. They like cherry limeade. You don't see anyone drinking limeade, though. Like, Mario is lemon, Wario is lime. And then Luigi would be another good fruit
orange.
that has...
It's gotta be an orange.
Yeah, but what's the Waluigi to orange?
Grape juice. Apple juice?
Maybe. This is a hard one. I feel like we should figure it out, but I also feel like it's so off topic for this podcast. But I really want to figure this out. I'm blanking on a lot of fruits right now.
Yeah, because, like, what's even a bad fruit? There's not many.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. It's not a fruit. Luigi's a vegetable. Luigi is broccoli. Love broccoli. You make it in so many good ways. Waluigi, cauliflower. What's cauliflower?
But we're talking about juices here. It's what you can make out of a juice.
Broccoli juice and cauliflower juice. Have you never heard of these?
I'm thinking tomatoes. We could do tomatoes.
Okay.
But I think tomatoes would be Luigi.
And what Waluigi?
Well, see, that's where it gets tricky.
Cauliflower still?
Cucumber. It's just water, baby.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So, anyways, promotional partners for this film. 1-800-Flowers, everyone's favorite flower delivery service, I guess.
Yeah.
They do the sweepstakes where you can win a, quote, adventure of a lifetime, unquote, to see a private screening of Jungle Cruise. Doesn't quite sound like the adventure of a lifetime.
Not unless you take the Jungle Cruise to get there.
Exactly, and that doesn't seem like that's what they're offering. Also, a promotional partner with everyone's favorite neighborhood restaurant, Applebee's. This one, you can get a free movie ticket with every $25 spent. That's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, if you go to Applebee's and you're like, well, 2 tickets for a Jungle Cruise, please. We'll spend $50 here.
Yeah, the thing that sucks about that one is that you have to spend $25 to $50 at Applebee's, and like...
Sucks.
It's awful. Here, another one is, I think this is pronounced Echelon. It's a fitness bike, sort of like Peloton. They led a Fusion 20, whatever that means, class, while riders are treated to behind-the-scenes footage of Jungle Cruise. And when I'm working out, the only thing I want to see is Jungle Cruise footage.
I hate that. I think it would have been a lot better if as they were pedaling, it was like they were on the Jungle Cruise, and like the faster they go, the faster they get away from stuff.
Yeah.
Except, obviously it doesn't depend on everyone's fastness, but like...
No, it's almost like you're like... Wait, do you have anything else you're going to say about this?
No, I'm just saying that'd be a much fucking better idea than looking at behind the scenes of Jungle Cruise.
It sounds like you're saying like it's dumb that they're like on bikes while it's all about a Jungle Cruise or something, and maybe they should be on boats. And it's really unfortunate that Disney didn't do a partnership with any boat related. Oh, wait a minute. Next one is Get My Boat, a boat rental service. They were hosting a sweepstakes to award one grand prize of a complimentary boat trip for 6 total passengers, and then 5 other winners will receive a pair of movie tickets to see Disney's Jungle Cruise in theaters, which kind of sounds more like a punishment. Like, hey, here's some movie tickets. Go watch it in theaters. We won't give you premiere access. One, didn't know boat rental services, like Get My Boat existed, but it's a good name. And the last one is Honey Fund, which is a honeymoon registry service. And they are again offering the quote unquote adventure of a lifetime, featuring a trip for two to a Walt Disney World resort. There's no theme across. Well, there's a theme across what they're offering, but across like what the actual things they're are partnering with, there's no like connecting tissue at all. Mm-hmm. It's very weird, and this feels very random. I thought they were interesting. Anything you want to say about the trailer?
No, I thought the movie was more interesting than the trailer. That's it.
Okay.
It's fine. It showed a lot of action. That's what everybody wanted, I think. I guess. I don't know what the fuck this movie even was supposed to be. I don't know.
I thought this movie was going to be like super fun, which it is, but it doesn't. It feels like it could be more fun. I see like Jesse Plemons, and I'm like, oh, he's going to play this like over the top villain, which he kind of does, except the only thing he does the whole movie is what he does in the trailer when he like shoots the gun.
And he talks in a German accent. That's it. And he's like, oh, and he's talking to bees.
Yes,
that's it. That's his whole thing.
Yeah, he just stands there and talks for most of the movie, and it's like my boy Jesse Plemons, like,
and shoots a gun. I mean, it's pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the trailer though. They did a couple of featurettes, like a cast featurette, and like they talked about the attraction, a mystery crate featurette, and also a cast camaraderie featurette where Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson, kind of talk about, I guess, how they feel like a team. That was like the one thing that a lot of critics gave this movie was like the chemistry between Blunt and Johnson, because they're both very talented. I mean, Dwayne Johnson is like insanely charismatic.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think I've seen a movie in him recently that has like failed to use that charisma.
This one at the beginning, I was like thinking it was a little lacking to start off.
I loved him doing like the puns that nobody likes. I loved it.
Well, it wasn't about the puns. It's like the rest of it was just like he was just like the whole time, and it was like Dwayne wants to do more here, and I can feel it. I can see it in his eyes.
The whole movie should have been bigger. I think that would have made it a lot better. It should have been. It was already big, but it should have been bigger, I think. But yeah, you ready to talk about some of our marketing ideas?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have one?
Yeah, I thought, what if they made a ride based on this at Disney?
I'm gonna kick you off the podcast. I'm kicking.
Wait, have you been on the ride?
Maybe. I'm sure it was there when I was there, so I wouldn't be surprised if I rode it.
Disclosure, I've never been to Disney, ever. I've had 12-year-olds be like, you've never been to Disney? Not even once. And I'm like, no. Sorry. I'm not really that. No.
Do 12-year-olds often insult you like that?
Yeah, frequently. I don't want to talk about it.
Man, I mean, I'm trying to think of a way to market this movie in a better way. I mean, one cool thing would be to kind of like take over. You see like bus marketing, like bus advertising and everything.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to take over, like, I don't know, I've never been to New York, but isn't like the ferry like a big thing in like New York or something?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. I don't know, people take the ferry across the bay. I don't know. But like take over one of these ferries.
And make it like the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah. Take over a casino boat. Do a Jungle Cruise casino boat.
Oh, that'd be cool. And there'd be like the fake little hippo out there. And he's like, and it's like people are going to shoot you with these little things. And it's like, they like just do it for that time.
Yeah, that could be kind of cool. Like a themed Jungle Cruise casino boat.
Now, Emily Blunt and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I don't know why you don't keep saying The Rock in between it. That's his full legal name, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay.
have done two very popular Disney roles previously. Something that I liked about In the Heights was that a song that Dwayne sings in Moana was in it, because the guy who wrote In the Heights also wrote the song. Yes, when he did You're Welcome is the ringtone in the Heights.
Oh, that's right.
They should have done small things, just And people would be talking about it all over the place. If they would have done a small Moana tick, like, whoa, little
Hold up.
Moana.
Who was Emily Blunt Mary Poppins?
Yes, she was.
I never saw that. I forgot that she was Mary Poppins.
And then a little, like,
she has range.
Mary Poppins thing. Like, what if she, I don't know, she fucking is, like, going down, she's got a goddamn umbrella or some shit. I don't know. There was a point with an umbrella. Why didn't we give it to her and let her float down a little bit? And people are going to be like, whoa. I mean, that's what I do every time I see that kind of stuff, like little Easter eggs and stuff. I'm like, losing my goddamn mind over here.
That'd be cool.
Thanks.
No, I kind of started thinking about how...
You've never seen Mary Poppins?
Well, that's one thing, yes. I started thinking about how this film seems very fascinated with the idea that a woman can literally do anything. And I get that it's like, I don't know, what, turn of the century, like early 1900s kind of thing. Around that World War I time or something. I get it. And they might be trying to be like, oh, sexism existed back then. Yes, it did. It did then, it does now. But this movie does not let it go. I mean, like, Emily Blunt's character was Dr. Houghton or something. Her character's nickname is Pants because she is a woman wearing pants.
Yeah, that was awful.
It was so overdone. So I'm just wondering, though, like, if they're going to do that, then, like, don't stop halfway. You know, if you're going to show that you don't, that you think it's, like, a very, very funny joke to be like, oh, a woman wearing pants, like 20 to 30 times in the film, then, like, extend it to your social media campaigns. Like, you know, the did you know shit we were talking about in the press kit? Well, make some Instagram graphics. Did you know?
Emily Blunt has a vagina? I mean, what the fuck?
Did you know women can wear pants? Did you know that a woman can turn a steering wheel on a boat? Did you know this? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Did you know that a man can bring a bunch of clothes on a trip, but a woman cannot? I just think it'd be they need.
And that man is inherently gay. That makes him gay because he does that. So we're gonna now think he's gay the rest of the time until he tells us.
I just think if they're gonna make that a central part of the film, the core of the film, really, then they need to own up to it and they need to say, "Hey, we don't understand that women exist in the real world."
I think they should have backed down a little bit. If I'm being honest.
Okay, what do you mean?
Like, there's no pants comment. Like,
I mean, no, I agree with what they should have done, but like, that Jungle Cruise has already sailed. Does it get it?
Already sunk. So that fucking happened.
There was a thing.
What kind of thing?
Where it was like on Disney Plus, I think, and The Rock is talking about how, and there's another podcast I listened to that brought this up, so I'm not gonna like talk about this a whole bunch because they talk about it plenty, but about how The Rock was like, hey, I have skippered many Jungle Cruise attractions in the past, so I have experience. And he's like, I know what you're thinking. Why have you never heard about me doing this? Well, that's because it was all in my head. This was said in like a featurette on Disney Plus by The Rock. It's absurd, but he should have. They should have just done one and like filmed it, like take him to the park, pandemic park, and had him do it.
Let that man do his thing
and film that shit, and put it up on YouTube.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That would have been really good.
Agreed.
Yeah. Very absurd that he thinks that his imagination is a substitute for experience. It's kind of how I feel about every job I've ever tried to apply to in my life. But but I thought it was cool. So yeah, that's one idea. I feel like we can come up with a couple of other wacky. Let's think outside the box. Think outside the cruise. Yeah. You do one more, I do one more.
Outside the cruise?
Yeah, thinking outside the cruise now, baby.
I would have... Okay, what if there's a poster, and it has all of the Proximas he's ever had, and it's got every single cat he's had, and, I don't know, maybe, like, one fun thing he did with them. Like, this time we fought these guys. This one, me and him fought these guys. This one we did this. This one we did this. That'd be kind of cool. Or if Dwayne was like, not Dwayne going through it, but he has like pictures of them, and it's like a featurette, and it's like, see, this was my second one. We did this. Swipe, and he goes to his next picture, and he's like, look at this one. We did this, and then he goes, he throws the picture down, new picture. This one, hey, look at this one. Boom.
Okay. I feel you. I think I have an out of the box idea.
Okay.
Out of the cruise idea.
Okay.
All right. So, what's the boat's name? La Quina? No.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't.
Quinta?
No, that's the hotel. La Quinta's the hotel.
I thought there was a T in it.
It might be, but La Quinta's definitely the
It's
hotel /
not
motel.
La Quinoa.
It's not La Quinoa. You're right. No, I do not remember what the name of the boat is, but it's big. They even say in the press kit, it's a character in the film. This boat's a character, baby. I think that you stage hey, this is the new Disney annual rowing tournament. You know what I'm saying? Because Disney wants to support college athletes. So you invite some colleges all over the place, and you put a lot of money into drumming up the hype for this thing. This is the new Kentucky Derby. You know what I'm saying? So you get people betting on it and everything. You get a lot of people excited. It's going to air on ESPN. Disney owns ESPN, no problemo. And then what you do is you start the race. Everyone's rowing, but then what's that behind everyone? The Jungle Cruise. Mowing everyone down. Speeding past them all. The wake is making the canoes flip. It's a big thing. They're like, oh my god, this was what am I trying to say? Crashed by the Jungle Cruise? Oh no, the Jungle Cruise is the winner? Wins the race.
Terrible idea.
Why is that a terrible idea?
I think it'd have been funny if they keep saying it's like a character itself, is that they had like an animation of the boat talking and answering questions with everyone else like fucking normal as hell.
Yeah, if it's a character, hey listen, Disney, if it's a character, why the hell didn't they get a character poster?
Thank you!
That's a good note to end on, I think. So thank you for listening to Marketer's Cut. If you're a new listener, great. Glad to have you here. If you've returned, thank you. Tell a friend or family about our podcast. Share
Tell a friend or a family.
Tell a friend or your entire family about our podcast. It helps. Spreading the word is always great. It helps us grow and get more listeners. If you want to find more of our stuff, find us on Twitter and Instagram at Marketers Cut. You can find the podcast anywhere you can find podcasts or on YouTube. Learn more at marketerscut.com. I want to thank Jacob Wall for his artwork. Find more of his work on Instagram at Jacob Art Wall. And that's about it. You have anything else you want to say?
No.
All right. Well, on that note, goodbye.
Goodbye. Peace. See ya. Adios. Ciao. Buongiorno. DiGiorno.